I used to finish a week of training absolutely exhausted, thinking I'd done absolutely everything that I could. I think I trained 7 days this week. I feel completely sore and tired. I've done really well. But I never asked myself this one question: am I actually making progress? My old thought process when it came to training is more training equals better results. People that are doing 5 days a week, I can get progress more than them because I'm going to do 7 days a week. So more days a week, more training, more weights, more volume, more cardio because I was cutting at that point in time. And at the end of the week, I'd look back and think, if I'd done a ridiculous amount of work, I should be making a ridiculous amount of progress. The problem was, after months of doing this, I kept working harder and harder and harder, and my progress was just stagnant. Without any proof, I just assumed because I was training so much, I would naturally be making progress. And when that progress slowed, I just tried to lump on more training. So at the end of this period where I was just pushing hard, more volume, everything I can possibly do to get ahead of everyone else, my routine was cooked. I was literally training basically twice a day. I would go to the gym and that would be the minimum I would do. And then I would do boxing on other days. I would go for runs on other days. And naturally, looking at this workload, you're like, wow, this guy is like, he's got to be making crazy gains. Except when I actually looked at what was improving, I couldn't find an answer to see what was improving. Now, here's where I realized that I was going wrong. I was tracking and basing my week's progression based off, was I tired at the end of the week? Did I do a lot of work and I pushed myself to the limit? Those were what I was basing my progress off. But for me, I was looking for muscular improvement. I was looking to get stronger, more muscular, leaner. And the things that I was missing out on tracking are literally crucial. Was I tracking my weight? Was I improving in strength? Was I improving in reps? Was I progressive overloading? So in short, I was measuring how much work I completed rather than what I actually produced. What result came from all the hard work? And then one day, after another tiring training session, I looked at myself in the mirror and I was like, I swear my physique has not changed that much. I'm pushing myself so hard and my physique is not changing. What am I doing wrong? Because I've been on this program a few months now and I'm not seeing very good benefits from it. Yeah, I'm feeling healthy. I can run further. I can handle the volume I'm doing, but I'm not really progressing in my appearance, barely. And at that point in time, I was pretty exhausted with the fact that I'm doing all this work and I'm not getting the result. And after that day, I decided that, you know what? I think my actual equation was wrong. For me, when I'm like working towards something, it's just go, 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 go. And it's not ever really having a break and thinking and assessing the situation. So thank goodness I actually thought about it. And I reworked the equation that I was working towards, right? My goal is this. Why am I not achieving this even though I'm putting in so much work? And the true reason was I was basing my weekly progression on completely wrong things. I should have been tracking my lifts, progressive overloading. That is how you improve, not just train, 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 train without ever stopping to assess. And I want to give you the exact formula or the exact routine that changed in my life. So rather than just training as much volume as much as I can 7 days a week, what I did was I actually programmed my goals and then I worked back from there. So what goals did I want? I want to get really good at boxing, right? I want to be able to have an amateur fight. The second thing I wanted to do was actually develop my physique into a good V-taper, right? So what I did was I split my week in half, where 3 days of the week I would work towards boxing and the 4 days of the week I would work towards bodybuilding. And one of those days was a very, very light day. So I was still working out 7 days a week, but it was much more different. Rather than going to the gym and going to boxing and going for runs on other days, I would simply dedicate that whole day towards that specific goal. I would dedicate towards going to the gym, getting a good workout in, and making sure my weekly routine allows for the recovery to actually build that muscle and progress. So my weekly routine was a lot less intense, but I actually started to see the results so much faster. So if you're in the same boat that I was, not necessarily to do with training volume, but you just feel like you're stagnant towards your goal, you need to look at your goal and work back from there. So in my certain scenario, it's not how much volume can I get through in the week? How much hard work can I put my body through in that week? Because that's not the equation that's going to take you to where you want. And that is what I found worked out best for me. So track your progressive overload. Make sure you have a list of things to track for that specific goal. It is make a formula, make a timesheet, make something that you can actually visibly look at the end of the week and see, how did I improve compared to last week? And that's what I recommend to everyone that is working towards a physical goal.